Hey folks, okay, so when someone says, and I've heard this quite a few times, we hear of more disasters and bad news and crime these days because we have the internet, we have media that gets from one place to the other within seconds. I shake my head. So here we go. Let me give you some history here. In 1440, the printing press was invented. Newspapers were invented hundreds of years ago, and writers and artists have existed since the early ages. Mail came by chiseled rock, leather, canvas, parchment, a scroll. All of that existed since the early ages. But here's the kicker. For the quickest way for information to be received within the same day was in 1832. In 1832, the telegraph was invented. Samuel Morse developed a code, sounds that would correspond to particular letters of the alphabet. In 1838, he presented his idea to the U.S. Congress. In 1844, Morse sent his first telegraph message from Washington, D.C. to the city of Baltimore, Maryland. This is how the Morse code came about. In 1850, we had submarines. Submarine telegraph cables allowed for the first rapid communication between continents. With this telegraph created messages about disasters, weather, drought, war. If someone needed help, it was sent back and forth from city to city, from state to state, and then country to country. Now, knowing that newspapers were created even way hundreds of years before Morse code, the artists would draw pictures of situations and events. An artist who was precise in their drawing would draw to the exactness of the person, event, people, background. They drew like it was a picture taken of today's time. After the Morse code was in full effect and newspapers became flooded with information, people who became reporters and journalists, they reported the news within the same day of receiving that information. The newspapers were printed and handed out. The writer at first would handwrite until 1868, when the typewriter was invented and used commercially. Then, 1849, the telephone was invented. The first use of it was 1876. So you're right, we didn't have internet. We didn't have all of this quickness, and it sufficed. Within a day, we had all the information we needed. I'm going to leave you with this. The bad news, all of the stuff that's been happening in today's time, are too many things accumulated together, too many combinations. All these combinations equal signs of the time. I want to let you know that the Bible canons and scrolls were from the beginning and then translated from Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic to English, and then other languages. The first Bible was printed in 1455 by Gutenberg, and the King James era printed the Bible on their press in 1611. Peace. I hope this helps some people. God bless you. I love history and truth.